Hello there, this is pt, and these are the spooky rooms. Alright, let's play some Asphalt 8. But as you can see, the game look different. My voice sound different, and that is because this is the Halloween special for Asphalt 8. What does that mean? Well, not much really, because sadly there's not a lot happening in the game in relations to Halloween now. You may or may not know that Halloween is one of my favorite quote-unquote holidays, IRL. That, or in the case in Mexico, which is called the Day of the Dead, Dia de Muertos, which is kind of similar. It's not the same as Halloween, but it's kind of similar. But anyway, I'm not gonna go too deep into mentioning the differences, but it's more about just giving you the idea that I really like Halloween and this whole spooky stuff and whatnot. Now, this video in particular, I want to use it obviously to have some gameplay, but also to highlight one of the problems of this game. If I named the video what I wanted to name it, it's something along the lines of the most scary thing in Asphalt 8, and that is the pay-to-win elements. So, as I was saying, I do like a lot Halloween and all of that, so I was kind of hoping that there was going to be something fun or interesting to do for Halloween. But unfortunately, much like pretty much all of us could guess, it was all about a festival. Now, let me talk about quickly the car of the festival itself, the Lycan Hypersport Halloween edition. Now, you can see, well, you might not be able to see very well given the distorted colors that I have for this particular video as part of this spooky stuff. But the car is basically a black car with some tiny bit of yellow in the tires, or is that in the tires, and that's about it. Now, I'm not a huge fan of black cars. I don't like them very much because normally they don't make the lines of the car very visible, but hey, this looks alright. And in fact, it does have a livery, or maybe a decal, that adds some additional accents and all that. It says Asphalt 8 over there, and on the side it says Halloween Edition. And regardless that I feel like this is a bit tacky, I do like the additional details with the accents. And in fact, with the car being black and this yellowy accent around, it makes me think that it looks a lot to me like the Centenario does. And in fact, I've heard that apparently this car does perform a lot like the Centenario, almost at a clone level. I don't know, because I don't have the car, but that is what I've heard. Now, it does bother me a little bit that there's no color option, so it's either in this color or in basically this color plain, or with this this decal, but there's no other option for colors, and I don't love that. But hey, whatever, it is what it is. At least we have the decal. Now, I did say that the scary thing is just a pay to win, because unfortunately, much like I don't know how many festivals it has been like this, it's 100% premium. If you want to get the car, you need to pay $10. Obviously, this right here, it's in my local currency, but this is basically $10. So even though I like Halloween and I would love to have this car because apparently it also has custom nitro effect when you're driving it, $10 for this single car and then all the stuff that you need to spend in order to upgrade it, yeah, it's not necessarily very attractive. I've been honestly thinking, like, should I or shouldn't I? Because like I said, I do like Halloween related stuff. But at the end of the day, that is what Game Loft is preying upon right now. Your fear of missing out, and oh my god, this exclusive car that has this exclusive nitro animation, this exclusive livery, and that probably will not be available again until maybe next year in another festival. And that is, assuming it's not this type of festival where it just gives you a very crappy car at tier 25. So yeah, you want this car, you have to pay for it. So the whole celebration of Halloween, which is what I have been waiting for, turns out to be as crappy as, the rest of the game has been for a while. And yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I'm really, really sad about it. I was hoping that the season itself was gonna have some more Halloween related stuff, but no. The theme of the season was about Gangster Vegas, and Halloween was just relegated to this festival in one time limited event, which we'll be doing later. But before we go into that, I do want to do a tiny bit of multiplayer. Going into Master Season. Now you can see Master Season just started, and unbelievably, in Classic Season I'm only in the silver, no, what is it? The Bronze League. And that is because, and I'll add this as a little bit of a parenthesis, all of last week, if you notice, were all the videos that got uploaded or released, because I was busy doing IRL stuff. It was a very busy week, so I did not have a whole lot of chance to play, even to do the classic season stuff. So that is why I'm so behind this. You can see I've done a total of 6 races and I've only won 2, because I was barely, trying, but hey. But no, right now what we're gonna do is some multiplayer in the Master Season, as a way, obviously, to try to rank up in the Master Season, but also, just to have some fun with some vehicles. Now, like I said, there's not a whole lot that we can do that is Halloween related directly. But what we can do is drive cars in a spooky fashion. Drive cool, spooky cars, or drive, cars and make them look as quote-unquote spooky as possible. And I want to begin with one of my favorite, my 100% favorite car, the Lamborghini Veneno. This being Master Season, obviously I'm still gonna face cars with a higher rank, but I'm so curious to see what my Veneno can do. Now, I do have some extra decals over here. I think, this one looks kind of cool, but that's not what I wanted. It's this one. Look at this thing, it looks so interesting. So I'm gonna go for that one, and let's do a little bit of racing with this beauty. As per usual, I'm gonna be skipping the loading so that you don't have to suffer through it. Now, I originally wanted to do, instead of just straight up Master Season, I wanted to do the Multiplayer Cup. But like I said, I've been really busy, so I did not have time to record during the weekend and do this video, so instead I'm having to do it at a different time. But still, I could not pass the opportunity to do some spooky stuff in relation to this game. Now, the rest of the week, by the way, I will also be uploading other semi-spooky stuff. And I say semi because I'm not gonna be using filter and voices and all of that, just like in this game. But hey, this is the main video for Halloween in my case, so I thought, hey, might as well try to make it a little bit different. Hopefully, it's still gonna be understandable, but if you can understand a word that I'm saying, I'm just gonna go with it's on purpose to make it much more interesting. Now, because I am on Master or in Master Season, like I said, I'm still gonna be facing opponents with a considerably or much higher rank than myself. Oh, I think he crashed. Nice. I mean, right. But it's still with triple boost and everything. I probably still have a pretty decent chance, and just like that, a 3rd place. I mean, at least we got a podium, so I take that as a W with my beautiful, beautiful Veneno. What did we race against? It was a Centenario and a Faraday. I did beat a Centenario, Regarian boosted, a Batista double boosted, a Batista double but with tuning kit, another Batista. Jesus, how many Batistas are over here? Alright, a good result, all things considered. And because it was the very first race of the season, it actually forces me to go back into the main multiplayer menu thingy and just tell me that I have reached the next league. Yeah, give that to me. Thank you very much. And there we go. Amateur league. Oh man, I hate these names. Alright, let's do a couple more races with this thing and then we will move on. China. Alright, this might get a little bit complicated, but I think we should be able to manage it. I love these textures that don't load. Look at this thing, it's made of chocolate or something. Melting chocolate at that. Alright, let's do it. I see a Centenario and more Batistas, man. So many Batistas. Why so many? Wow. Does the Veneno actually accelerate somehow faster than the Silver Lightning? Even if the Silver Lightning is unboosted, I'm surprised that this accelerated faster, unless that particular car is either at not pro rank or really he didn't even try to use nitro at the beginning. I don't know what was the situation there, but hey, I accelerated faster, so it makes my Veneno look a little bit better, and I definitely can appreciate that. Oh damn, double break. Rip. I guess we're seeing a lot of death. I realized that it would have been cool if I had some, what would you say, oh shit, I'm 2nd place. Hold on. Oh damn, 2nd place. Alright, let's see what I beat. Because that was a pretty decent result, I would say. Batista was the first place. I beat a triple boosted Devo, another Batista, a Centenario, boosted Centenario. Triple boosted Centenario, but this is not fully upgraded, so it doesn't really count. And the rest don't really matter. Alright, well, overall, a pretty decent result with the Veneno, but this video is not about only about the Veneno. We're gonna be using different cars just for the sake of the spirit of Halloween. Alright. Yeah, give me my rewards. Thank you very much. And now, what other cars shall we use over here? Well, there's another car that it's also another one that I really, really like. It has very aggressive looks. And, you know, it's all about its darkness. And that's, of course, my Apollo IE. Now, I normally use it in purple, although given the colors that you're seeing on the screen right now, you can barely see the difference. But yeah, this is dark gray. This is more like purpley, bluish, and greenish. I'm just gonna go with that dark gray / black, and let's have some races with this beauty. Alright, this might be an interesting race. Barcelona is not extremely long, and the Apollo IE doesn't have great nitro, so this might be an opportunity for it to shine a little bit, but the textures again are not even loading. Nice. Notice my sarcasm when I say nice. Look at that sky, it's so blurry. Okay, there we go. It has returned to a more normal look. Alright, third place right out of the gate is looking good to me. And apparently they're fighting for their position. I'm gonna go for the nitro bottles because this car absolutely needs them. Oh, come on, how did he knock me like that? Oh no, it sent me back all the way down. Ah, oh, Jesus Christ. Well, rip for myself. That's alright, Apollo IE, they did you dirty. That should not have been a red like that. I don't know how he managed to get that much in front of me or actually on top of me. Whatever. 6th place, it's alright. Let's do another one. I feel like this was not fair for my beauty of an Apollo IE. Centenario, Jesco, Cyan, Devo, Regera, and I'm boosted Regera at that. Interesting. Alright, fine. Now, if I remember correctly from the developers Q&A, they had said that they were gonna be adding some fun stuff for the end of October, or interesting stuff and whatnot. I think what they were referring to was the cup that they did for the discount coupon. In theory, yeah, that could have been really interesting, except that the discount that they gave, or that you actually had to earn, was for the e-tron, not even a special edition, just a regular e-tron. And that is to me very, very obnoxious. I did not even participate in reality. Most of last week, like I said, I was very busy IRL, so I did not have a lot of time to be playing in the game. And I was definitely not gonna be trying super hard to get a discount for a car that I believe I already have a Pro. And even if I didn't, I don't really care for it. I think that this is just it was oh Jesus Christ. It was a taste, you know, in a way to what's to come. No. Oh, come on, man, really? Oh, Jesus. It's gonna be a bit of a taste of what is to come. That probably they're gonna do a lot of cups like that. But at the same time, it's just gonna be so random as to which cards they're gonna be giving those coupons for. It just seems like, well, we got it for the e-tron, and like I said, it was probably just a taste of what's to come. But what is it gonna be next? A coupon for the Dodge Dart? A coupon for the Cadillacs? Or a coupon for some other car that I may or may not have? That is where I have a little of a problem, because for a car that is valuable, how long is it going to take before we actually get, or for us to actually get, a coupon for it? That is something that I find really annoying. But before I continue my rant, let's switch cars, because that is indeed my plan for today, be switching cars a little bit. Now, I think it's only fair for me to use another car that is by default always black, and that is going to be my Lamborghini Centenario. You know that I've said a million times I don't adore this car because I don't love it being black, but I think it fits very well for the style or the theme of this video, so let's go with it. But other than that cup, what else else has happened in the game that is new or interesting? Nothing. Nothing. And that is very sad to me. Obviously, we all are in a relatively bad mood for all the changes that have been happening in the game and whatnot. Jesus Christ, by the way, I want to quickly mention that some people were saying that GameLoft basically bribed me because they gave me the free pass and whatnot. All I'll say is that if you believe that GameLoft can buy me with $10 worth of goodies in the game, first, you are very wrong. Second, you should just get out of this channel, because if you really think so lowly of me, I don't really know why you're watching me. But no, they did not buy me with that shit, and I will continue to criticize the game as much as I need to, because there's indeed a lot to criticize on this game, and it is indeed very annoying to me. I was giving them a little... Jesus Christ, my car skid. My car skid. Why did it skid? Fuck me. I was giving them a little bit of a chance after the Q&A, after you see the faces and you see their logic, and to be fair, they made some good points, and I agree with a bunch of them. Some others were things that I had already predicted, so I was giving them some opportunity. But like I said, they said that there was some good stuff, more interesting stuff coming at the end of October, and October has passed and we got nothing interesting. And that's why I was saying that what did we get lately? Nothing other than that discount cup. And like I already voiced out, I think that's not gonna be good, or not gonna be very interesting for a lot of people, because first, you need to qualify within 10% to get the discount, and then it's gonna be discount for random cars. You don't even get maybe to choose which car you want a discount for, or the class. In my opinion, it will be so much more useful if instead of giving you a discount for this particular car, they would do something along the lines of, here's a coupon, maybe not for 50%, but say 30% discount of upgrades in a single car in a particular class. So for example, they're gonna do a cup for discount on class B. So you earn that thing, somehow you decide for which car this is gonna apply, and that is the discount that you are gonna have for that 30%. And in this case, for example, I don't know, maybe I would choose it for one of my B-class cars and just roll with it. And that way it would be a bit more interesting. But the fact that it is GameLoft who is, picking and deciding which car is the one that you will get, or hopefully get the discount for, it's really not that good. It's actually pretty bad. Because what are the chances for them to add a discount for something like, Centenario, the L16, or this thing, the Batista? The chances are extremely, extremely low. So that is why I don't see this as being, wow, such an amazing thing that they're doing. And like I was saying, it just kind of irks me a bit more, because I like this whole... Oh, why did you push me, dude? I really like Halloween stuff, but this just feels so boring, so soulless. So yeah, I am absolutely disappointed at GameLoft so far. I want to believe that they're still gonna do some good stuff, but so far it really is boring. And I'm not gonna say it because I am very, very critical, and maybe even more critical of Asphalt 9 than I am of Asphalt 8, because of many reasons. But one thing that Asphalt 9 does, it at least puts a bit more effort, more emphasis into seasonal events, things related to the season. Like for example, and this is a video that will be coming tomorrow probably. What the hell just happened there? Of the second multiplayer in Asphalt 9, which is specifically about Halloween, and they have a very specific selection of cars that are not necessarily Halloweeny, but it's something that sounds like a viper, or the Lycan because it's a wolf, and things like that. And I think that is indeed kind of fun and interesting. And Asphalt 9, like I said, it has a lot of issues, a lot of problems. I'm gonna criticize and shit all over Asphalt 9 because it actually deserves it. But at least they do put a bit more effort into this type of events. And so far, Asphalt 8 is disappointing me greatly, very much greatly. Alright, I'll continue my rant in a second. We're gonna switch again to another car, and one other car if we're using black than the actual black car, Bugatti La Voiture Noire. So in case you don't know French, La voiture noire means the black car. So yeah, I think this is quite fitting. So let's do some multiplayer with this thing. So in a way, I do wish that Asphalt 8 was to bring something like Asphalt 9 with the thematic multiplayer or time-limited events. And granted, Asphalt 8 does have right now a time-limited event related to Halloween, and we will play it a bit later in this same video. But honestly, that is not like, oh Jesus Christ, it's not like they have done anything too special about it, in the sense that that same track that they did, because they changed the look of the track, they added some Halloween-y decorations and whatnot. Oh Jesus Christ, I thought I was gonna crash right there. This is something that has been in the game for quite a while now. And yeah, like I said, it's not like it's something that the developers just did. It's been in the game, it's been in the code for a while, so all they had to do is activate that track, and that's about it. And obviously there are some rewards, but it's just generic rewards as usual. I mean, I'm so glad that there are some rewards, but it's nothing fantastic. And speaking about rewards and time-limited events, it is also very sad, but again, it's something that I predicted, and maybe just because I am a doomsday prophet, but I did predict that this whole thing of the time-limited event with the fresh tune cups, look at that first place, beautiful, with the fresh tune-up cups, was not gonna last, and unfortunately that is indeed where we are right now, why is the game, you see how it slows down so much when I go over here? I don't know why. The game seems to be so unoptimized nowadays. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if this is a server trouble, but look, as soon as I get out of that screen, I go back to actual decent frame rate, so I don't know what is the deal with that. But yeah, those fresh tune-up cups, they're gone. And they were a good way to get a bunch of wildcards and all of that, but now they're gone, and that's that. So that's another thing that the game has kind of abandoned. So yeah, overall, I'm not seeing all those promises that they're doing. And I understand that the developers in Asphalt 8 are busy in fixing issues and all that, particularly with this both stupidly ginormous and stupidly, because it was a stupid idea. Maybe not a stupid idea, but you know, just it angers us all, the fact that they changed all of the legacy cars into pro cars. That must have had been a ton of work, and there's probably a lot of little tiny bugs. Like I know there was some card that, I don't remember which one, but I saw a post about a card that as you upgraded it didn't change the requirements of the cards that it needed, and you know, things like that. So I do imagine that, I don't know, in the 200 cards that were Max Pro, I don't know how many were there, but yeah, there's probably going to be some issues from time to time and all that. So yeah, I do imagine that I did not want to do that, but well, I do imagine that the developers are busy, but I think it is important for, oh, you little fuckface. I think it's important for the developers to find a good middle point, Jesus Christ, between fixing the game and adding stuff to keep players entertained. Because again, when we had the Oktoberfest or whatever the hell it was called, at least that was an MP3, it sounds like a format of music, but you know, multiplayer 3, that, you know, had its own rewards and all of that. It was thematic, it was kind of cool. So it would be indeed cool if they had done something like this for Halloween, but alas, we did not get it. And this is my fear, that they have paid a lot of attention and they added a bunch of things just to get people interested, and now they have gone back to their previous attitude of, oh well, they have to live with what little we offer and just go with it, and in the meantime we're just gonna try to get money from the festivals. So yeah, we're back into this unfortunate position of us having to do the same shit with the festivals, and honestly I do find it kind of dumb. Another thing that they could have done in another multiplayer, maybe a TLE, but I think in multiplayer would have been interesting, is to have, you know, since they already have a festival in relation to the Halloween, why not have a multiplayer that is in relation to that particular color that is about Halloween, the Halloween edition of the Lycan? Why not have a multiplayer where you can actually use that car and test it? In that way, maybe you would even, you as Game Love would actually attract more people to buy the festival, because you're gonna be like, oh, I have tested the car now, I actually like it quite a bit. So I do want it. And that is something that I don't understand why Game Love does it like this in Asphalt 8, while Asphalt 9 does have a lot of free tries. So hold on, let me first pick another car. By the way, I'm slowly, very slowly upgrading my Senna that I bought not too long ago. I don't know if I made a video about this or not, but I bought the Senna, spent my 4 million on it, and now I'm slowly upgrading it because I have a bunch of golden parts. And I thought, hey, might as well do it. So another car to use over here, I'm just figuring out which car we can use. I think it's good to use the Agera RS. It's another black car by default with, again, some accent. So again, kind of fits the theme. So let's use that. So I believe it's pretty clear that indeed I am a bit unhappy with how they handled this whole thing of Halloween. Again, maybe it's more my reaction is exacerbated by the fact that, like I said earlier, Halloween is one of my favorite quote-unquote holidays. So the fact that it has been so overlooked in Asphalt 8, one of the games that I love to play so much, yeah, it definitely irks me. So, well, you know, what can we do? Unfortunately, not much other than voice our opinion, and that's pretty much that. And hope that Game Loft eventually listens to us, but you know, we know how this goes, and unfortunately, you know, it's a situation when the patch came and, you know, update, what was it, 55? There was a lot of people saying that they were going to quit the game and all of that, and in a way that's respectable that people want to do that, but the reality is that there's other people like me, who, you know, has put a lot of effort and, you know, time into playing and getting my cars in this game and all, having my Lambo collection, for example. So quitting the game is not really an option for me, because then I'm just throwing away all that I have worked really hard for all this time. So yeah, it's a bit of a difficult situation or a difficult position for me, and I imagine for a lot of other players who don't have any other decent racing game to play in your mobile device. Because, you know, there's Asphalt 9, but I just, you know, mentioned earlier that there's so many things that are wrong with Asphalt 9, and I cannot in good faith recommend anybody to play Asphalt 9 because of how terrible that game is. And I do want to make a video on, you know, why I feel so negatively about that game, in spite of the fact that I play it a lot. Don't be fooled, I play that game a lot. But because of that, I do have a pretty good picture as to why that game sucks so hard. But anyway, the point that I was trying to make is that when there's not a lot of options for a good racing game that has all these Lambos, for example, that I really want to have and play, then I'm kind of tied to this game. And the fact that I already have all these Lambos and I've already upgraded them and I have plenty to play in multiplayer, even if it's not the most amazing cars in the game or anything, it's still the cars that I want to have and want to drive. So I'm going to continue playing this game. And as I was saying, I understand that a lot of people get upset with update 55. I was too, and I still am. But the whole thing, the main thing that people get upset in regards to the upgrade of the cars and all of that, I'm kind of getting over it. Not in the sense that, yeah, this is fine. No, it's still very shit how it's very difficult still to get the parts that you need for the cars, and how it's not only it's expensive, but it's extremely slow to upgrade the cars precisely because of the limitation of the parts. I've said before that the problem is not the fusion coins. We're pretty much at the same position that we were before the golden age of fusion coins. But the real problem is the parts. But hey, I've already talked about it, so I don't see the point of talking more about it. But as I was saying, I kind of have gotten over it. I'm still not happy about it, but hey. But it's still kind of sad to me to see that the game continues to be so, Jesus Christ, unattended in a way. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Like I said, it's probably this negativity of mine for this video is just exacerbated by, like I said, the fact that I really like Halloween, and there's really nothing in this game that has, you know, any celebration of Halloween if you're not willing to spend the $10 to get the goddamn car. And like I said, I think it would have been a much, in general, not only for this festival car, but for any festival car, it would be a much smarter decision to make those cars to be a free try for anybody, not only for the official creators, because the official creators will do the reviews. But in the end, you have to drive the car yourself to decide if you like it or not, and hear it and see the colors and all of that good stuff. And like I said, surprisingly, that is one of the things that Asphalt 9 does very well. Now, there we go, a little bit of a mixed result with my black cars, but hey, I just wanted to have some fun with that. But before I end this video, I do want to test the The one thing that a free-to-play player or somebody that's not willing to spend $10 on the festival can actually participate in that is related to Halloween, and that is the time-limited event for Halloween. Now, this is a very interesting one to me because it is an edit of this map. Now, if you get to top 1%, you can get this thing. I don't care for it. It's not even that custom that I really care. Normally, I would probably qualify with 10 here, 15, 10%, maybe rarely 5%. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try with the yes go. And my boosters just ran out. Okay, so we're gonna do 5-minute boosters. And we're gonna give this a couple of shots. This track is an edited version of Pennsylvania in which they changed it from being daytime to nighttime, and they added some pumpkin decorations, destructible decorations. So that is pretty dope. And that in fact ties a little bit with a video that I want to make in the wishlist. I wanted to make this whole series of wishlist videos, but then update 55 dropped, and at that point, my priorities as to what I wanted to talk about changed. But I still want to do it, and one of those things is precisely doing something like this, changing the time of day in the tracks. Now I know that sounds like a lot of work, but the reality is that, Jesus Christ, if the game supports it, it shouldn't be too difficult to change the time. Because all you gotta do is change the ambient light color in the map, change the skybox, and voila, you suddenly have a different time of day. Kind of like they've done precisely with the Brazil tracks. That if you've noticed, the Brazil tracks, one variation looks like it's straight up at noon, and the other one looks like it's in the late, in the evening, or when the sun is barely going down. So this is definitely something that they can do, and I wish that they would make more variation of tracks precisely with different times of the day now. God damn it. Thanks to my color filter that I have for this particular video, probably it's not extremely easy to notice the difference. But yeah, this version of the map does look very interesting. In fact, you know what, I'll do a little something. This is what the track normally would look like, and I'm gonna finish this race in this color scheme, unlike my edited one that I've been using for the rest of the video, just so that you have a really good idea of what this looks like. So yeah, this is definitely something that the engine can do. I just wish that Game Loop wants to take advantage of this a bit more, because as I said before in both Discord and in other places, imagine a Tokyo but at daytime. Imagine, Azure Coast, but in the sunset, or maybe at nighttime. Imagine a very bright and sunny version of London, or, you get my idea, I believe. So yeah, I wish that Game Loop wants to take more advantage of that, and like I said, Jesus Christ, that is something that I wanted to talk about in in another wishlist video, but that'll be at another time once the dust settles from update 55. So why don't you leave me right now in the comments, what percentage am I achieving with this run? As per usual, the first person that comments the exact, or at least the closest to the actual percentage of this race, don't cheat, people, don't cheat. The first person that posted, I'm gonna pin it. So right now, write into the comments and send a message. I don't want you to wait there and all that. No. You have some time. I'm giving you some time to do it. So go ahead and post it. Don't cheat, and let's see who posts the percentage. My guess, by the way, is somewhere around 12%, because I did mess up a little bit that take of the race. I will continue later trying to do a better run of this, but that is my guess right now. 12%. Let's see. And I got. Oh wow, that was actually pretty close. Alright, that's actually not too far from what I thought. And I have so many of these too that I'm okay with not getting them. But I'm still gonna do a couple more runs, just not in this video because it's long enough as is. But I definitely wanted to make a little video talking about my disappointment, and like I said, my disappointment in the whole Halloween thing, and how the only real thing that is Halloween, it's locked behind a paywall, and that is that. So yeah, that just reinforced my title The only scary thing about this game is the pay-to-win tactics of Gameloft. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different. I hope the voice was understandable, but if it wasn't, again, let's say it was for the challenge. But that is where I'm leaving this. Remember to check the House of Room, which is my Discord server in which we talk about this game and other racing games that I play and whatnot. Link is in the description. But that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. Bye-bye.